You're listening to Brigade Radio 1.
Welcome to the Antisocial Show.
Hello everybody, it's Tyson. Thank you for listening. So, we've got another 0.5 show, as you can see, and it was recorded some time ago. Actually, I had to record it on Christmas of 2019. Coming up in episode 80, we have a very special guest, a person who, as of the time that they recorded with us, had not ever been a guest before on Antisocial Show. But I will give you a hint. This person has been a guest on Succotash, the Comedy Soundcast before, and he's in a very exclusive club of people who have recorded duets with Stevie Nicks. That's all I'll say. And we're going to be putting out 0.5s as needed, but I'm going to be trying to get shows out more often. Also, I have put something at the end of this episode that is kind of special, so stay tuned after Hunter says goodbye for something that may not be available anywhere right now. But as soon as it is again, I will find a way to post it, or we'll post a link to it. In the meantime, this will be something that you can have on this recording if you download it. Okay, I know that's cryptic. So, and the other thing is, so it's been about a year since I've had this song called Hope. It's Corey Epps singing it, and I did all the music. And please, if you could do me a favor, add it to your playlist or something, or just listen to it on or if you like it, why not buy it and support Corey and I and Jesse Combs, who helped put the finished track together, because it would be a really nice thing to do, and I think the song's got a really positive message to spread, and I think we need more of that in the world. So, but who am I? All right, other than that, thank you for listening. Be decent to each other, and look out for Tyson Sainer Gamer also, by the way, on YouTube. Okay, peace.
They're coming to get you.
Your hosts, Underblock and Tyson Sainer.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Antisocial Show, the only show that says you gotta jingle when you jangle. I'm Hunter Block. Ordinarily, I would point to Tyson, and he would say, I'm Tyson Sainer. But tonight, I am solo. So, just a short little episode, and primarily the reason why I wanted to do this was because it's Christmas, so Merry Christmas. Or, whatever holiday you happen to celebrate. I got a new mic, and it's from, hold on one second, from Rode. It's the Procaster. Also got a new shock mount and mic, arm mic. My awesome wife gave those to me for Christmas, so, and new headphones too. Far superior than what I had. So I wanted to try it out. And of course talk to you good people. So yes, it is Christmas. Christmas, maybe for you, is now done and over until next year. So the last episode, I think, or the last time Tyson and I talked, did an episode, was a short one. I was talking about video games. And right now, currently, I am playing God of War for PS4. Also got Alien Isolation, and of course Red Dead 2 for PS4, so I'm excited to play that. So I started playing Alien Isolation, and then I dove into God of War. Also got God of War 3, so check that out. So, and pretty much that's what I've been doing. maybe one of these days I'll pick up the equipment to, show you guys actual gameplay. But of course, that's more Tyson's department than mine, really. That's what's so cool about it is that before I play a game, I watch Tyson play it. And that lets me see if I will like the game or, the storyline a little bit. Take, like, for example, Subnautica. I watched a few episodes of Tyson play, and then I was hooked. I had to try it, so I got that. Fortnite 2, actually. Got that, watching Tyson play. And really what it took was just to watch him build something, because apparently, like, you can build stuff in this game. It's almost like I forget the name of that other game right now at the moment, but that's okay. So you can build stuff. So that's what hooked me into Fortnite. I don't actually do the battle royale or whatever it is. I just play to build things. Somewhat relaxing, really. So I hope you guys, like I said, had a very enjoyable, quiet Christmas holiday this year. Still got another hour to go before Christmas is officially done for the year. So you can go check out Tyson, of course, at Gaming Outside of My Comfort Zone. That's Laura, sorry. Scratch that. You can see Tyson at Tyson Saner Gamer. You can see him over there, too. He jumps on that from time to time. But yeah, that's Laura. That's Tyson's wife. So yeah, sorry, got him confused. I'm a little tired. Also too, we just did a recording a little while, a few weeks ago, and you probably will listen to that before you listen to this, unless I make this relatively short, neat, clean, and to the point, which means that little to no editing. I mean, you want to throw editing in there, so, you do want to edit somewhat if there's, like, background noises or a delay or something like that. So it's good to edit, but maybe just leave it in its raw content this time around. I mean, that's why I'm keeping the language clean, because every time I do drop the F-bomb or something like that, you'll notice that Tyson drops in, he edits sound in there to bleep it out, which is pretty cool. It almost makes it sound funny. I don't know why. To me, it just sounds funnier when something's bleeped out. Like this one SpongeBob episode where he just starts walking in, starts cursing, and then they start bleeping it out and stuff like that, but you can still tell what he's saying. So tonight, it may sound like I have nothing to talk about, and, like when I do one of these solos, which I recorded many, but you only heard one, I have to think about content a little bit, and some of the things I'm going to, want to talk about. But, like I said, this is going to be short, so I didn't have to think about it too much. But just enough to keep people entertained, since you guys responded so well to my first solo episode. I actually did record. I recorded 4 more since then, and the latest one I recorded wasn't too bad. But I did record it on kind of like an off-feeling night, meaning that I was, somewhat tired and not feeling my A game. Tonight I'm very tired, but that's okay. Primarily coming on tonight, I just wanted to test out the new mic and stuff like that. So, and I, of course I can hear it, and it sounds amazing. Oh my God, it interfaces well with my mixer, and it has a heavier arm. Like, so the arm itself that the mic sits on is a lot more heavier than my original, and of course the shock mount bigger than my original. But these are like one of the better shock mounts. And of course, the obviously the mic itself is a superior mic. It's got a built-in wind funnel to basically. So if you were using like a regular mic, you want like a pop filter or some type of wind filter. For me, I had a wind filter, and that goes. You can get like those microphone covers to put over the mic itself, and then you wouldn't need necessarily a pop filter or wind filter. But so I had a wind filter, And what it does is just basically cuts out the outside noise, like white noise, things like that. So all you hear is, me talking. This has a built-in one, so which is pretty cool. So I did a test run earlier when I did the unboxing of it and set it all up, and I basically, like I'm doing now, I'm using Audacity, and I gave it a try, and the sound, to me at least, sounds amazing. And this particular mic has very high reviews, so it's the best mic I've ever owned. Actually, it's the granddaddy of them. And like I said, it has a really nice heavy arm mic or mic arm, and you just tie the wire to the arm itself, and you Velcro it in with these little Velcro straps, and yeah, you'll see it when when next time Tyson and I record, because you can always go to Tyson Saner Gamer on YouTube and watch these episodes that we record. So this would be obviously the audio part of it, and there's not going to be a video with this one, but for our normal episodes, we do have video. You should go check them out. Now I do have to listen to myself. So every time, I've said this before, every time Tyson and I record an episode, he sends it to me before he uploads it, so I get a chance to listen to it. And I think, since we started doing this, I actually do listen, and for the sole purpose of, it's not to feed my ego, of course. It's so that, I know what to work on, or, change, or, add to, make something better. So if I don't like the way I did an episode, I'll try to do it better next time. So that's the reason why. And I do watch the videos too. So it's pretty fun. Now, back in the day, of course, I didn't like to listen to myself. So if I was on recording of some kind, I maybe listened to a few minutes of it, and then didn't, would just stop listening to it. I didn't like the way I sounded. I'd freeze up, get nervous. Was the case too in my earlier days when I was on other people's podcasts, like Strange Times, for example. I did a few episodes of that, and first few times I was pretty nervous, because at this point in time I wasn't a podcaster. Or my favorite, very first time on Combat Radio, when I did the Halloween special. Again, highly nervous, because that's not something that I would have done. But back in, I want to say September, I was on Combat Radio again, and this is a live internet show, so I was on Combat Radio, and I did so much better. I think the 3 years of podcasting really built up my confidence to speak. And of course, every time because I had the same doubts and whatever. When I decided to become a podcaster, it's can I do this? Will my work schedule allow it? What will I talk about? Who wants to listen to me? But there's always somebody to listen to anything you have to say, and anything can be content. I can sit here and talk about Christmas, for example. That's content. I mean, it actually did happen. Today is still Christmas, and I can, sit there and tell you about the ham dinner I had, or, the mashed potatoes, whatever. So, I mean, that's just content right there. Or I can tell you, I went to Best Buy and did some Christmas shopping. Again, content. Anything that comes out of your mouth on a podcast is potential content. And the best part about doing it non-live is the fact that if, you're in a controlled environment, for one, so if you have a guest that comes on, it's completely crazy, you can just not upload it. Or, if you didn't like the way you sounded, or, some of the things that you talked about, or maybe you forgot to talk about a few things, you can always redo it, and nobody ever has to hear it. Just like nobody ever has to hear this, but you will. I say a lot. Anyway. So yeah, so anything is content, and it's just a fun time to, get lost for an hour or two. So definitely, if you are thinking about becoming a podcaster, I spent 6 months learning how to be a podcaster, and I came to the conclusion that, being a guest on somebody's podcast and letting them control the way the conversation's going to go is much more easier when you get over your nervousness, of course, than it is to actually be a podcaster. Because there's so much involved, like, editing, the proper software, do you have the proper computer? Do you have the proper equipment? Now, for me, when I first started out, I had a Toshiba laptop, and I had a little rinky-dink soundboard. I had the mic, of course, and the headphones, and of course, it came with a tabletop mic holder, and that's what I used. First thing that I personally upgraded myself was the mic, was the stand for the mic. I was getting tired of leaning over. You can hear like different, you can hear every background noise under the sun. So I upgraded to the mic arm, of course, which attaches to the desk, and this one came with a wind filter and a shock mount, of course. And I think I paid like $20 overall for it. Not terribly expensive, but that's one of the cooler things about being a podcaster. It's like, just for $99, Behringer has a complete podcast set. Now, of course, as you go along, you want to upgrade your equipment. Since then, my computer has been upgraded to, and all thanks to my wife, of course. So I got upgraded to a HP all-in-one Pavilion. Then I got upgraded from that little rinky-dink soundboard to a Pro FX mixer. Very, very awesome. Much bigger. Could do a lot more with it. And then, of course, I got now my mic and my mic arm and my headphones upgraded, and it feels so much better. Definitely a different quality when you go, when you get bigger and better equipment, of course. But that's because on this show, in case you haven't figured out, I just show up and talk. Tyson does all the editing behind the show, of course. So, all the awesomeness that you hear comes from Tyson. Like I said, anyone can just show up and talk. But you need to be able to edit what you're going to throw up there, unless you don't want to edit it. And then, of course, if you, like right now, you could probably hear me scratching my head. Of course, if you don't want to edit it, you can always just upload it as is. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever do that. I would certainly think, like, if Tyson was to listen to this, and he's going to, that if I made a mistake of some kind, he would cut it out, just edit the whole thing out. But, like, again, I'm trying to keep this very short and sweet and to the point. I'm already like 15 minutes in deep. So I may keep this to like 30 minutes. A podcast, an episode of a podcast can be as short or as long as you want. We tend to keep it, under an hour. Sometimes we go over an hour, but usually people, if you're new to podcasting, usually people really don't listen to a single episode all at once. It usually takes them a while. And of course, it's always when the person's doing something like driving or working or, whatever it is that they're doing where they can listen to podcasting or music. That's what they're doing. So maybe while you're cleaning your house, you have invited us into your life and you're listening to what we have to say while you're, scrubbing down the toilet. I don't know. I know certainly I listen to a lot of podcasting when I'm driving, because I don't really like listening to the regular radio anymore. So that's what typically people do when they listen to podcasts, I guess. Like I said, though, that's why, getting back to my original thing, that's why this is a better medium. Doing it non-live, of course. Usually Tyson and I do it via Skype, and then I have the MP3 Skype recorder in the background that captures the audio part of it. And of course, when I'm running solo, I basically use Audacity. Audacity is great too because it's a great editing program. You can record stuff and then you can layer. So if you're recording something, or like let's say right now in this instance, and you want to, I want to, put in some music or some type of background noise. I can do that. I could just go into a file and drag it out, and however editing works. I'm not going to say I know how this works, but I can edit some music in there, right? Or, of course, I could do the easy route and go to my mixer here, my soundboard, and I could change my voice. I can sound like this. Or this. So. Yes. I come to you from the abyss. From now on, you will obey. Or this. I am God here. This is my world, and you will obey the voice. I don't know. Or this. Yes, I am an alien from the dark side of the moon, or the distant darkness. You will take me to your leader. I then will bring you aboard my ship, where then I will perform terrifying experiments on you that will involve a probe up your a-hole. Yes, I said a-hole. Or this. Or this. Yes, I think I like this. Or this. Or this. Or this. Or this. Or this. Definitely this. Yes. So yes, I'm done now playing with voices. So yeah, I could do that too, which is pretty amazing. Sorry I put you through that. All that, I was having fun. Probably too much fun. So yeah. Audacity is a great editing software, of course. It's free. So you can only do so much with it. Of course, Tyson has a really awesome editing software that he paid for, and you can get it all. You can download it all online too. That's the best part about it. So you get the equipment, of course. You can upgrade, and then of course you got Audacity, and of course you got to get your hosting fees, or get your hosting license and pay your hosting fees. To be a podcaster, but it's definitely worth it if you're thinking about it. And that ends that entire rant where I probably lost track 500 times. So that's basically it. I mean, I'm happy with the mic. Definitely works. I hope I sound better too. A lot of times the sound sounds a little bit muffled, and there was this white, if you remember many episodes ago, the white noise. That's when my Toshiba crapped out, and I couldn't use the mic anymore, and had to use its internal microphone, and it picked up every single noise in the background. That brings me to my last and final thing: the podcast gremlins. Just the podcast gremlins will mess with your stuff. Like, for example, Skype may not pull up right away, or your computer might be acting up, or, your interface between your mic and your sound, your mixer doesn't work, and the sound doesn't pick up on the computer or nothing. And there's no explanation to why this happens. It just happens, and you can usually get it cleaned up if you turn your computer on and turn it back off again. We've been blessed not to be afflicted by these little a-holes anymore. but that's also too when you upgrade your equipment. So coming out of the gate, let's say, unless you have money to buy better equipment, then just buy it off the bat. But, you can, like I said, get the $99 podcast, all-in-one podcast kit to start yourself off with. You don't have to spend terrible amount of money, just upgrade as you go. This way you're not killing yourself. So, anyway, I hope you all have a pleasant New Year, of course. New Year's is coming up soon, going into 2020. You probably will hear me sometime in the new year. We have a lot of content saved up, and so that's another reason why I'm not talking about anything big. I'm not talking about anything exciting just yet. Next time Tyson and I record, if there's anything new and exciting, I'll certainly will let you know. This was just more a lines of a test to run my awesome new microphone to see how it sounds and see how the new headphones sound. And of course, just to check in with you people. Thank you for listening to us, of course. We always appreciate that. And if you're new, welcome to Antisocial Show. And we're looking forward to talking to all of you in the new year, of course. I don't know if you're going to hear an episode before this. That's why I'm keeping it short and sweet and to the point in case Tyson wants to throw this up until he can throw up a full episode. So, yeah, I'm going to keep this real short. We're coming to the witching hour, so to speak, and I'm exhausted. Like I said, very long day. Christmas was a little different this year. Not bad, though. Just different. So, yeah, anyway. Nothing sad tonight, right? This is Christmas. At least for now, anyway. Like I said, it's coming to the witching hour, and Christmas is done until next year. So, like I said, the new year is coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up. Now I sound like the big corporation is trying to push another holiday off on you. We won't talk about Easter, I promise. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, I think. I will catch you all next time. Go to our Facebook page, Antisocial Show. You can also find us on Twitter, which is Antisocial Show 1, and you can find us again on Instagram. If you want to reach out to Tyson, he's RevT23 on Twitter. I'm Zombie Bacterium on Twitter. Go check out YouTube, where you can see these episodes and more at Tyson Saner Gamer on YouTube, of course. So, until next time, people, peace. Be decent to each other? Absolutely. Now, peace.
Have a good time, folks.
Welcome to this, our 25th annual haunted tour. I am Mr. L.
And I'm Fritz.
And this is Fritz. We will be guiding you, ensuring your safe passage through and ultimately out. I expect most of you will survive if you can stay close and step carefully. Those who lag behind may find themselves on display in some fashion next year and potentially forever.
Forever!
Please no flash photography, and I would advise turning your phones off instead of putting them on vibrate because, well...
The sound of vibration makes me crazy.
There it is. If you would be so good as to walk this way. As you may have noticed, we have a scarecrow. He has proven useful. As you can see, there are no crows in evidence anywhere.
Mr. L,
Yes?
why is he reciting the Jabberwocky?
He has a fondness for Lewis Carroll, I imagine. Steve?
Yo,
Why, are you reciting the Jabberwocky?
the Raven is the best thing. I like a good action sequence in a poem.
There, you see.
No, I'm sorry. What I meant is, why is he reciting anything?
What would you do if you were hanging in a cornfield day in and day out? Me? I'd go crazy.
Come now, it's best we move along. My threshold for repetition is eroded a bit over time.
How do you think I feel?
I'm sorry, Steve. I'll read you a new book soon. Or perhaps Fritz will.
Sure, sign me up for that.
And as enough it started the Jabberwock with eyes of pain and whispering through the
As you can see here on the wall, on this plaque it is written, "There are spirits. They are all around us. They have driven me from hearth and home, from wife and child." Some people have said they can hear these spirits. I, however, do not hear anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, but I do.
This is Cesare. He can see the future, but I would not advise asking any questions about it. It is highly likely you would not enjoy the answer.
And he really doesn't enjoy it when you do this.
Fritz, leave Cesare alone. That is not proper. Please step with caution as the floor is constantly mopped. Just because we are in hell does not mean the kitchen floor is spotless.
Yo, Mr. Rell, what's up with this? Why are we in the kitchen, yo?
The kitchen entrance is for very important people, such as yourselves.
What's the matter? You've never seen Goodfellas? It's like that. Let's see here. Oh, yes. This is Betty the Banshee. This is Peter Poltergeist. That's Johnny Ghouls over there. This is Phil the Phantasm. Bogey the Bogart. That's Anthony Bones. We call him Boney Tony. Gloria Ghouls. That's Johnny's wife. Furio Fantamo. And a mummy named Gulliver. We call him Gulliver Unravels, but not to his face.
I must warn you as we travel on. Only madness awaits. Be sure to get your hands stamped before we leave. I must mention some patrons have experienced an allergic reaction to the ink, but the bracelet system was inefficient and unreliable, so we make do. Feel free to report any unusual sound or visual anomalies.
Do those cops have pig snouts, or is it just me?
Why does it have to be one or the other?
Fritz, is that any way to treat our guests?
It's one way, yes. I'm supposed to be putting them down.
No, not put them down. Talk them down.
Oh, that's very different. Listen to the sound of my voice. Take deep, steady breaths. That's it.
Very good, Fritz. Keep at it. There's a good fellow.
Yes, thank you. Now, keep breathing, everyone. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and repeat. You are warm and safe and warm. Imagine yourself lying on your back in a feather-soft green grass. Unlike the cold, dead corpses that are a mere 6 feet below where you are laying, give or take a foot.
I'll give you a foot. We'll be heading your way swiftly in a moment if you don't shape up. All right, everyone. We have tarried here long enough. Time to follow me down this next oddly angled corridor. Fritz, kindly shut the door behind us. As you can see, well, it's actually too dark to see at the moment. Fortunately, I've brought a portable source of light. If you look to your left, You might notice one of these walls is actually made of clear plastic, the variety you might see in a Hollywood movie version of a psychiatric hospital, for example, in Silence of the Lambs. However, just behind this barrier, you may notice there is a set of curtains. Pray tell, you might ask.
What's behind the curtains?
What's behind the curtains, indeed. Does anyone want to know what's behind the curtains? Show of hands? Very well, then. What are those?
What do they look like?
At the beginning of our journey, you may recall I mentioned that those who fall behind might find themselves on display in some fashion.
What the hell are you talking about, Mr. L?
The part at the beginning, you know, by the scarecrow? Steve?
No, not that part. Surely you don't mean...
Don't I?
He does. He does.
But that's nothing more than a shelf full of dolls, isn't it?
Is it?
Ain't it?
It ain't.
I suggest we move on. Our presence is disturbing to them.
They're just excited to see everyone.
Nabisco. Green giant. Well, what is this fellow's story, you might ask?
They might.
Fortunately, the story is neither long nor particularly sad, depending on your point of view. In life, this poor soul valued nothing more than appointment television programming.
The facts of life. The facts of life.
Night and day, he would watch television. Only 4 of 24 hours were set aside for sleep. And even then, he would only sleep if there were videocassette tapes recording the channels he couldn't watch due to schedule conflicts, such as school,
Schoolhouse Rocky, a chip off the block,
work,
Tales from the Crypt.
Ooh, I like that one too.
and various important anniversaries. This man couldn't bear the thought of missing out on any of the programs he enjoyed.
Yeah, he's got FOMO like a mofo, bro.
bound to be the quicker picker-upper.
Alas, in his own personal purgatory, the programming is 95% commercials. Follow me if you would.
I like commercials. Yay, capitalism.
We are now entering the laboratory. Few eyes have been privy to the sights you are currently enjoying. The man of science who works here guards his secrets jealously.
Mr. L, remember when he almost burnt it down last week?
Fritz, we don't need to tell them everything. It was an accident. Lightning is so unpredictable.
And the insurance doesn't cover acts of God.
Okay, if nobody else is going to say anything, I will. There's a gigantic man laying on that table in Brandon.
Ah, yes.
Really? Nobody else?
They're much too frightened to speak.
Yes, but you never have that problem, do you?
Nope, never do. I could talk forever.
I just have to know. Dead or sleeping? Dead or sleeping?
Both.
As you can see, in order to leave this room, we must pass by the table. Perhaps we'll be able to tell better whether he is asleep or dead the closer we get. Perhaps not.
He's hungry. He hasn't been fed yet today.
Oh no. What does he eat?
Raw meat.
I suggest we move on before he manages to break his chains again.
Another insurance nightmare. That's music to my ears. The sounds of torture.
Everybody say hello to the current resident of this Iron Maiden. As you can see, he's been here a long time.
It looks like he got the point. Several of them.
Indeed. I'd like to open the floor to questions. Anyone?
Who is that in there?
His predecessor.
Before we leave, I would like to check in on Walter. As you can see, he's on the rack. Walter?
Yeah?
How long have you been on the rack?
between 5 feet 7 inches and 6 feet 2 inches.
Ah, that's about 3 weeks.
We'll be setting you free soon, unless you care to go for the record.
Pass. Let's do soon. I like that idea.
Your sunny disposition will be sorely missed.
Sore.
Follow me.
Is that what I think it is?
That would depend on what you think it is.
Huh?
I mean, honestly, how can I know what you're thinking?
It's blood.
You okay?
Welcome. Come closer. Don't be afraid. I see all. I know all.
Greetings, Madam Flora. How do you fare this fine evening?
Much better now you've brought a small crowd to see me. Would any of you like to know your future?
I'm curious about the future. After all, it is where I will be spending the rest of my life.
Griswold, good pull.
As you wish. Come forward, please. State clearly. A question about what specifically you would like to know about your future.
Will my wife and I have kids?
Ah, yes. There will be children. I see 3 children. Triplets. All healthy and cheerful. No sleep for you for 10 years.
10 years of no sleep?
Yes, 10 years. On the bright side, well, maybe this is the bright side. It's not 10 years in a row. It's just cumulatively 10 years of no sleep. So depending on how long you live...
How long is that?
1 question per guest, please. Any of the rest of you have a question for Madame Flora? Or perhaps for Captain Nobody?
Who's Captain Nobody?
Inside this crystal ball is the skull of Captain Nobody. His spirit dwells within.
Will we get out of here alive?
1 to 5, 5 to 1. Finding out won't be much fun. Har, 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 har.
Yeah, where's the fun in that?
If nobody else has any questions, we should be moving on. Now, which door was that again?
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Ah, yes. That would be an oops. Perhaps it's this door.
Beware. Only terrible things await you on the path. But seriously, those people are batty.
Who now?
Those rope-wearing, chanting, wild-eyed psychos around the corner from here. In the courtyard.
Oh, the children of the Old One are out tonight, are they? This could be a bit tricky. Oh, wait a minute, Alice. I'm terribly sorry. Good, kind folks, this is Gary. He guards the tower above us.
It's a pleasure. So, they're restless for some reason. They're working up a fever pitch. I think they might be going for a full-on summoning tonight.
Holy shazbot!
Oh, dear.
Yikes!
The full-on summoning, did you say?
Full on. I think they're hoping to wake the big one.
Right. Well, single file now. Just keep walking past them. No eye contact. Almost to the end of the journey. Nothing.
Must walk faster. Happy Halloween!
Pumpkin 1, this is Mr. L. All clear.
10-4, return to the front of house. Cooper 5 requires guy. Slow it down a bit more, Steve. There's 3 in the pipe, staring into the screens and TV how they might be a bit.
Roger that. Fritz, ready for the next group?
Just getting warmed up. Oh, I never got to do a 3rd tag on that crazy run.